questions to ask, right? I campaign with the confidence rising. I told WDF don't switch, good times are coming on even deep diving. Fan cams, reactions, watch along, still the pride of London thriving. The Eagles of South, they flying. Keep your eyes on us, we ain't hiding.
Yo, good evening, big up everyone. Hope you're well. Kind of like an impromptu stream. Like we just thought, we want to hear from you guys. Literally, like obviously we had a poor run of form. So the aim of this is basically to hear what your thoughts are on our current form. I'm hearing some people veer out. You know, it's literally an open forum to just have your say. JC, how you doing, my guy?
I feel like I need to overreact. No, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just loving the FA Cup. I know we're not in it anymore, but the FA Cup's sort of such an incredible competition. Stevenage, Wednesday, just to name a few that have really impressed me. But mate, this competition's brilliant, and it's good to, even though we're not in it, it's good. It's great to watch on TV. It really is.
Yeah, the good old adage, the magic of the FA Cup. You know, it obviously brings about shocks and stuff, and we saw a big one today, obviously with Stevenage knocking out Villa. So yeah, it is a shame to not be in it. But like I said, for me personally, I'm just like these league games we've got coming up, especially now that we've got that fixture change. I'm thinking to myself, I actually don't mind being out of the cup. I actually don't mind. Dan, how you doing, my friend?
Yeah, I'm all good. Same as JC. Just watching some of the games today. It was great to see Stevenage beat Villa in the end. 2 last-minute goals as well. That way it must have been absolutely mental. But yeah, no, all good. How you doing?
Yeah, all good. So, guys, the link is pinned at the top. If it's not, please let us know. If it's not pinned at the top, we'll then add it back to the chat. Yeah, just click the link and come and have your say, share your viewpoints, and let's have a chat about things. We've got one already in the back. I believe it's UK Pat. He can have his say, and then we can basically talk about what he said when he goes and such. So yeah, Pat, it's been a while. How you been?
Good, but that match yesterday, bro.
Go on. This is your platform. Go on, speak. Let us not interrupt you. Go on.
Say what's on your head, man.
Say what's on your mind.
Go on, mate.
I'm just fed up at this club. Last window I was all like, let's get transfers in, but now I bet we'll be lucky to get a single player. I think Paris said, "Oh, we're basically we just need loans." No, we don't. We still have people like Ward at the club, and sure, he's been all right, but even being second choice right back, like, sure, he's got to play because Mitchell's been on a red card, but come on, we need a right back. But let's be honest, it'll be classic Palace. The ambition won't be there, and we'll just have to rein it in.
Before I come to another question for you, let me just address everyone in the comments. And thanks for everyone that's come in. Big up Nate. Hope you're doing well. Big up Louis. Dropped his first vlog yesterday as well. Wicked vlog as well.
Bit of an unfortunate game, but
yeah,
it is what it is. You've got to start somewhere.
100%. I would like to say welcome to that 90s kid. Had a lovely interaction today actually on Twitter and stuff. And big up to Chris Roach, who obviously it all started with JKG talk, you know, just talking about his possible loan to Carlisle and stuff. And this is how that 90s kids come about. So welcome to you. Thanks for the follow as well on Twitter. Big up Hazza. I'm going to bring you in as well in the chat in a sec. Thanks for joining. The chairman's here as well. Don't feel so bad now. Chelsea, Villa, Newcastle, Forest all out. Yeah, to be fair, there's been a few shocks, you know. And obviously it does help with this, as Harry was saying here, that other teams are out as well. Apparently we could have had Blackpool at home or something. You know what? Like, let's just say we had gone through. We can never tell, you know. But just because, say, Southampton got at Blackpool, I don't know if that's the tie, but there's no guarantee we would have got that same sort of same draw. Big up, James. I feel so little care anymore for the season. And we ain't heard from you in a while. You know, feel free come and say why. Come and say why. Which fixture change? Man United is now Wednesday, the 18th of January. Well, it's not so much a fixture change. They've replaced what do you call it? The one from when the Queen died on the postponed game and such.
Yeah, was it 3 games in 6 days on that week? So it's going to be a tough week.
It's going to be
It's going to be long.
It is. Big up Mark. I'm Black Welsh. Sorry, apologies, Mark. Big up Mark Welsh. It is a magical cup. I remember the final against Man United very well at the old Wembley. Went to that and the replay. You know, we do have some good moments, you know, in the cup. But right now, we just stay in the league and stuff. Not saying that we're close to relegation, but this running of games that we have it's a tough one. Very, very tough. Ali, stop trolling.
No.
I'm gonna see Ali at Chelsea probably. So yeah. We'll both witness a massacre probably.
Hopefully not. But guys, if you haven't done so, please go and sub to Pride of South London Fan TV on YouTube as well, man. Ali's a quality guy and such. Last few. Virginie, it's been a while. Hope you're well. Go to Sellers Park has been depressing lately. Absolutely. You know, the fixture pile up because someone's grandma shaved her head. Ooh. Vibes. A bit harsh. Deary me. Welcome, Hazza. Hope you doing. You good, guy?
Hi, how you doing?
Not too bad, Hazza. You know what? I was going to ask UK Pat this, but let me ask you first. There's been a lot of, let's just say, Vieira outs lately. Some may still believe it. That might be fine, or it could just be like the initial emotions and such. What's your viewpoint on the manager, and where's your stance on Patrick Vieira?
Well, I wouldn't say Patrick Vieira out just yet because it's not just the manager for me. It's the players on the pitch as well, and it's not all the manager's fault, if you know what I mean. So, yeah.
No, I tend to agree. And just quickly, thoughts on yesterday's game as well?
Yeah, I think it was a good start. I thought. I mean, getting an early goal is always good, but it's not going to be always good when you can't keep the lead. And the goals that we conceded, I think, were poor.
That's a definite understatement. They were terrible.
Yeah,
they were really, really bad. Pat, what's your thoughts on Vieira?
I feel like yesterday I was Vieira out, but that was only because it was fresh feelings. But now I'm feeling like I don't know, but that Southampton game was the start of a turn in feeling, because I was one of the Patrick supporters, but now it's kind of turning to out, but I'm only just out.
Oh, interesting to hear. To be fair, you're not the only ones. To be fair, there's quite a few feeling that way and such. The 90s kid, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Not a problem. Thank you for clicking the link. It's good to hear new fans, new opinions, new voices. You know, first things first, I'll give you the space to talk about yesterday's game, and then I'll actually want to hear your thoughts on Patrick Vieira.
Of course. Depressing. Put it that way. I'm losing my hair over yesterday's game. For clearly, you can see. Frustrating, but predictable. Unfortunately, it was predictable. As soon as the equaliser went in, I was like, yeah, we've looked this. And I'm sorry to be negative, but it's not just Pat, it's everyone on the board, the owners, Parish, everyone. Not just one person's to blame. Everyone's to blame here. You can't blame it just on Pat. It's everyone to blame at the club. He's back in.
Would you say you're Vieira in or Vieira out?
I'm definitely still in at the moment, but next 4 or 5 games will determine how I feel.
And just on that, why the next 4 or 5 games?
It will test my patience, but they're quite crucial in our season. They're big games as well, very big games, especially with how we lost against the Forest, Southampton now.
Yeah,
there's some winnable games that we should have won, and now we've basically fluked them. So the boys now got to prove us wrong now.
Sure. If there's a lack of investment at all, like if we don't get anyone in and we don't get any points in the next 5, would it be a board issue or a managerial issue? In your opinion?
It's a tough one.
Is
a
it
both? a bit of both, isn't it? Again, it's a bit of both. And it's everyone's saying, we need another striker, we need this. And I've been hearing links, we're linked with so-and-so. It's not the case, we just need a striker. It's not the same stuff from a few years ago, we need a striker. We need more than just a striker. There's a midfielder we need, a right back, a left back. We need more squad players to be fighting for the team, not going straight on loan or not being in use.
Yeah.
Do you think if Vieira tried switching it up a little bit more and stopped being so loyal to certain players, that may change your mind a little bit with him being Vieira in or Vieira out?
Is that a dig at Jordan Ayew by any chance? Like, it seems to be number one fanboy.
I'm just asking the question because I've seen a lot of people question the loyalty of Vieira towards certain players because there comes a point where you're so loyal to some players that aren't performing, and that could unfortunately maybe lose you your job.
Exactly. I have to agree with that. No doubt.
But just to be clear, I'm not Vieira out. I still know that he's a good manager. He's done wonders for us. He's done wonders for us last year because he actually had a proper team to work with. Now we're just a skeleton squad. We really are. A few injuries and we could be in a lot of trouble very quick. That's why we need to invest in the window. And statistically, if you don't invest, you plummet.
Exactly. Yeah. That. Myself.
Absolutely.
Just a few more comments. A few more come in. James saying here, supposedly PSG's owners are interested in buying the Prem team.
Won't be asked then.
I have a brilliant proposal for you.
I think they're having meetings with Spurs. Them lot.
There you go.
Gosh. I put this up earlier. Vibes Arts and that's a new video. Isn't that bad? Man called from the corner of a nightclub. Just quickly, I'll go around asking everyone. Would you take Danny Ings, JC?
No. Too old. Injury prone.
Dan?
Yes. Yeah, I would. It obviously depends on the fee, but yeah, I would.
Tom?
Feels like we've gone back to 2015 when we was linked with him all and felt 14 when Pardew wanted him when he was at Burnley. Just feels like we're going back in time and not pushing forward. So no for me. It's just gonna be a massive fee and he's probably want crazy wages and it's gonna be another room for the medical department, isn't it? So no, unfortunately.
Hazard?
I wouldn't. No, I think as JC said, he's a bit too old and I think we've already got a couple old players, so
I think a couple.
A few too many, to be fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of would take him because outside of Edward, we don't have a goal scorer. Like, I'm sorry, Mateta's army, but that guy is someone from All Being Framed or wherever it was. that guy has not got
Not wrong.
composure. And we just need another striker, just another striker, so we don't have to play. Are you at top?
No, agreed. I have to agree with that. Didn't replace Benteke, did we either? Which is what. So
No,
Yeah.
no,
This is
absolutely
it.
not.
James.
No, why spend money on a striker when it's not the priority? Simple as.
yeah,
It's a good point. It's a very good point. Sorry, Dan, you were going to say?
I can't remember what I was going to say. Not going to lie. No, I was just saying. I think that's the common theme of all of it, though, isn't it? It's like we haven't replaced Benteke, we haven't replaced Gallagher, we haven't replaced James MacArthur, we haven't replaced Aaron Wan-Bissaka since he left like 3 seasons ago. We haven't replaced Patrick Van Aanholt properly. We haven't replaced. Like
That's bad, isn't it?
yeah, that's what I mean. It's just like I'm not Vieira out at all. I think Vieira is a good manager. For me, the whole blame lies with the way our transfers have been conducted. Absolutely.
Yeah, we're going to talk about the board in a bit more detail in a minute and such. Big up Chris Welch. You know what? Just type in the comments, Chris. Do you think Wolves' last goal should have been disallowed? And do you think Salah's Salah's first goal should have counted? It's just very interesting because I've heard so many different opinions. I've seen clips. It'd just be interesting to hear your viewpoints and stuff. Vibes, I doubt that we're beating you out. The way you're not playing right now, Man United, yeah, I don't know.
It's going to be a long day.
It'll be a long
Yeah.
Welcome, Gary Tanner. Will we invest? If we don't, we're in trouble, in my personal opinion. I'm not convinced, and nor am I. Welcome to Scott as well. It says Vieira in. He has made mistakes, but serious lacks of signs is a maybe. That's literally what I tweeted out as well yesterday. You know, don't get me wrong. Vieira is not. He's not. You can't. Excuse of blame, basically. Yeah, he makes mistakes in team selection. In-game management is questionable at times, but when you deep it, our squad last year was better than this. We effectively lost about five or six players and brought in one. We are realistic because he's not played Richards yet, which is another like questionable decision at the moment. Well, it's only Decore.
yeah.
You know, you can't run a team like that. It's
we peaked early in the transfer window and then it just went downhill.
I wouldn't call buying one person a peak. Like last season, he got backed, and like last season he was backed, and we saw the results of it.
Well,
So
exactly.
I mean by a peak is in terms of, I think last window we got Czech, but then we get like a lot of people for the future. Like I think
Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah.
I think this window be full of loans, full of for the future people, and then and then just like it'll be another like, is that it kind of windows.
This is it. We'll have to wait and see. Knowing us, it'll be loans. I think another main thing at the moment is that teams around us are actually doing business.
Yeah, that's
actually quite frustrating. Yeah. Hard to blame Vieira. He's made mistakes. Hardly been backed. I agree. Ings just played in a team that lost against Stevenage. That's a fair point.
Great! You can't score against Stevenage. There you go. Have it fit.
This comment is perfect because it is so Crystal Palace.
Oh, that's so bad.
Yeah, absolutely nothing.
Deadline day, last hour,
last week, something stupid like that.
This is it. I would take Ings as a last resort. I agree too. Bigger Anton. I still feel hand on heart that Vieira is still cooking. Just need the owners to give him the seasoning.
But they won't.
This is it. I personally think Moody, Heck. Is that a player?
It might be autocorrect, maybe.
Would be...
I'm not sure.
There is a youth player or academy
okay.
player called Mooney, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think so. I firstly think losing Ian Moody in the summer temporarily cost us signing more players. The guys who should. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah, I remember that now.
Big up, Manj. Hope you're good. It's Liverpool checking club badge. No one is allowed to score against them.
Well, we did at least, luckily.
Wolves' goal should have stood. I would give Wolves their place in the 4th round. He's very upset with Liverpool at the moment.
Yeah, he really is.
He's going to Villa. No, we don't.
No, thank you. No, thank you. Not that desperate.
Yeah, I was going to say, to be honest, of all the positions we're actually all right in, I think centre-back's actually the ones we're actually okay in.
This is it. Let's talk our board. Let us talk about it. Guys, those in the chat, just remember the link is pinned if you want to just jump in during the conversation. It's a nice little chat about where we are at the moment in time. I've put the link back in as well in the chat if you want to have your say. Actually, this
leads on to what I said in the chat.
Let's talk about this for a minute before we talk about it.
So the question that I posed to everyone in the Eagle-Eyed Football, like all of us lot, is if there was a swap deal available, but we let Zaha go right now in this window and Gallagher comes the other day and the other way, would you take it? There's no stipulations, there's no ifs or buts. It's a straight swap. And it's a loan till the end of the season because obviously they're not going to give us a player for free just for a loan for 6 months. Rich, would you take Gallagher, yes or no, for Zaha?
No. Unless we had a winger lined up. Or a striker, because Eddie could play left wing as well. So if let's just say we already got Semenyo bagged, or an Ismail Issa already in the club, like signed and sealed, then I would say yes.
Dan?
I agree. I would say no, because I think Gallagher on his own doesn't fix our midfield problem. And I think it will just create another problem, like Rich said, on the wing, to be honest. And also Zaha, I think, is still our top goal scorer. So
he is, yeah.
Eddie scores the goals, but I'm not sure. I wouldn't do it.
Tom?
No, not wise to do so. Gallagher doesn't solve the problems at the squad at the moment. Solves one position. That's it. Simple. No.
Hazard?
I'd say no as well. I mean, I completely agree with what Rich said. We would need another like left winger or something there just to be there. And
Pat?
No, because he can't. Like Connor can't even hold the ball for a few minutes, and also I want to have Wilf retire at Palace. I like
James.
No, creates more problems than he solves.
AJ, how you doing? And would you take Gallagher for Zaha now?
Good evening, boys. Do you know what? I probably would, We would get more out of it long term versus what we get short term. Because at the end of the day, I think Will, especially, well, at least his entourage, or where the noise is coming from him, is there's no form of commitment from his side. Granted, he's our best ever player. Like, nobody can debate or dispute that. I mean, if we get Gallagher, we're looking at at least a minimum 3 year, maybe anything from 3 to 5 years in terms of a deal. There's more value back out of him if we end up having to sell him on in the future as well. I think where I'm at that stage now is I've resigned myself to the fact that he's probably going to leave. So what is the best turnout for us long term, and what we're going to do at the next level? I think the void can be filled with the likes of Elise and Edouard in terms of our attacking. I think we're definitely a 1 or 2 players short for sure. I guess it all depends on finances and money and where the board's at, man. I think this is where a lot of the frustration is because all of them are quiet in different ways. I mean, Steve Parish ain't really come out and said nothing too tough. Texas really kind of ghosted recently, unless he's obviously tweeting about one of his other football clubs he's got in his portfolio. And Blitzer and Harris, you might as well give up, bro. We know we ain't gonna hear nothing out of them. It's a shame, man, because from an outside perspective, it's funny enough, one of my friends was saying to me today, he's like, bro, I don't even understand what the beef is with Palace, because you've been at 11th, you're nice, you're in a good position. All right, yeah, you've had a bad couple games. And it was only when I sort of sat there and reflected on it. The problem is we haven't had football since the World Cup, right? So before the World Cup was at October, right? We've come in from October and our form and our gameplays just look very shaky. Do you honestly think Twitter would have had this meltdown and we would have been all cracking and everything again, all mental and everything even back in October? I don't think so. And I think the frustrating thing with us is I think everyone's kind of gone into a scramble and a panic and kind of worrying because a couple of teams have started putting down the gauntlet. We ain't really heard nothing out of the Wilfred Zaha camp either. Yeah, man, you got to kind of just sit back a little bit, man. Put a bit of perspective on it, man. We're not doing terrible. We're not really in a relegation battle right now. We're pretty comfortable in terms of our league position where we have been over the past couple of years. I think you got to take into consideration, man. We're building, man. We're in a building block process. Last summer, we got really. I think we got it right on all levels in terms of what we bought in the summer, and it was really. Sorry, let me rephrase. Vieira's first summer, I think we got it really right in terms of the investment, the squad, the players. It was exciting, and then we kind of slowly. I think we kind of didn't. It was very underwhelming this summer because everyone got really excited about Czech Decore coming through the door. We got Chris Richards, and then I think we were quite chilled and relaxed. But then when we realized that was it, and then realized how paper thin our squad was in relation to what everyone else had, and now it's starting to affect us in terms of injuries and absences of players, or maybe certain one or two players playing instead of our individual preferences, it's led to where we're at now. And I think if we just kind of sit back a little bit and say, listen, we're building slowly, we're in the building block stages. It's not that bad, bro. It's not that deep. Should we be in a European position? Because other than 11th/10th where we are on the table, if we're being honest with ourselves and honest where we're at and honest with what all those players we lost 2 summers ago and this summer, where do you actually think we should be right now on the table?
I'd say we're probably about where we should be, to be fair, as it stands. I wouldn't be upset finishing 12th. I would not be upset finishing 12th.
I'll take that.
At all.
No, I'll take that. Right now, I'll definitely take it.
Charlie, welcome. What's your thoughts?
Not great. I went to the Southampton match. I think we played terrible.
The question going around is, would you take Zaha Conor Gallagher swap deal?
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Any reason why?
Just because Zaha's just getting a little bit old. I think we just need that younger player. And he could probably help us a lot more than he can right now.
Cool.
Even though he's been our top scorer.
This is it. It's so difficult to gauge, to be fair, Charlie. From the very start of the season was a joke when we only took half the team. Yeah, you know what? It wasn't convenient, but you know what? The club literally had no choice. This was booked up before COVID. So they kind of still had to like contractually oblige. The only reason why half the squad won is because half the squad wasn't vaccinated. That's literally the reason why they had to split the squad. Otherwise, they would have gone. But they had to go. Staying would have been an option and such. JC, you're going to have to cue up the picture, boy. You're going to have to cue up the picture. I used to start PFs. Oh, gosh.
No, you
He's
got
really
it.
gone to an extremity.
You know what? Yesterday was his worst game of the season.
Should I show the image?
Yeah, go on.
This is how Vieira pulls up to
Do
the
it.
press conferences.
Bravo. Yeah. Not wrong, though. That's the sad thing. Not wrong.
I'm saying, when I saw that getting banded round, I was crying.
Big man thing, yeah.
Oh,
It's not
man.
looking good, bruv. It's not looking good.
Oh dear.
Where will be in the table?
I don't want to think about it.
Yeah.
Team positions
Well,
1 through 20.
That's not a question for right now.
Yeah, can we,
Yeah,
can we take a game at a time? We need a game at a time.
During our next 7 fixtures, let's not think about that just yet.
Josh is not looking good. I have to remember the fan fan base. Fan base is very, very cool. Win 2 games, we'll go into Europe. We lose 2 games, we'll get relegated. Ask Southampton or Forest, Everton, they would want to be where we are. That's a good point. That is a good point.
That's fact. True, it's true.
That is true.
Yeah.
Especially
Big up,
Everton.
CM.
Jesus.
Hope you're doing well, my guy. Right, we have a tough run of games coming up, and we're only 7 points above the relegation zone. But on the flip side, we're 3 points behind Chelsea. I'm starting to look at it like that now. It's so mad, but we're actually 3 points
and also we always do this as well. Like we always have a mad run of games. We're all like, oh, we're going to get 0 points in these like 8 games, and then we end up like beating like City away or something mad like that, or something stupid.
I mean, if we can get out of these next 7 with 4 to 6 points, we've done well considering our current state. You know,
I think more points are there to be had. Some of these teams will have other commitments as well. If Brighton progress to the FA Cup, that's going to be on their mind. Same with Man United and
the League Cup as well coming up, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. You know, the only saving grace for us is now that we can focus solely on the league because more distractions. But who decided for us to play Man United twice? Like
in 2 weeks.
Not great.
Yeah, literally.
Like, I know we have to play everybody twice. I'm not trying to go full blown Michael Owen here, but I'm just like, we couldn't play them, you know, break in between playing them already. No, okay. But then I thought, wait a minute, it's trying professional football club. It don't matter when we play them. We'll just give them points anyway.
Was that the one of the postponed games, though, isn't it? That's what
That's the game for
So,
Queen.
What they've done is just shoehorned it into a terrible week.
Yeah, basically.
It's only a
Like,
terrible week if we lose the games.
well,
What are we banking for?
I mean,
we're wicked. We're brilliant again. Europe, here we come. Yeah.
Yeah. Not great. Not great.
No, this is it.
I got our next 10 games up. If you wanna hear the next 10 games, or would you rather not?
Really? Go on, put us out of our misery.
Go on.
Yeah, go on, put misery. Go on,
Right. So, the next 10 games: Chelsea away, Man United at home, Newcastle at home, Man United away, Brighton at home, Brentford away, Liverpool at home, Aston Villa away, City at home, Arsenal away.
To be honest, in all fairness, it's not like we don't face every team anyway twice in a row.
Having said that, once we've done that, the last games of the season aren't that bad. Like we got Leicester at home, Leeds away, Southampton away, Everton at home, Wolves away, West Ham at home. Like our only real difficult games towards the end of that season are Spurs away and Fulham away, and that's it.
You have to face
really
twice,
difficult.
So it doesn't really
But
make
you know
a
what?
difference in the order, really. As long as you just play every game, as long as you play every game as they should, then the order doesn't really matter. So I've never really been focused on fixture release just because it doesn't make a difference. You just have to play every game as it comes, rather than focusing on Chelsea, then Liverpool, then this. Just play it as it comes.
Yeah,
and so
that's a good point.
But you know what's mad? No, I was just thinking, you know what's mad, right? The way you look, like you lot word off those fixtures talking about the next difficult 7 and then the easy running. Knowing us, we'll probably win all those 7, and then we'll just go
Exactly. Exactly,
like,
that is Palace.
It's typical Palace, mate. Like, we'll smash all those games. Elise and Zaha will be banging in like 10 goals each, and then like we're gonna be relying on like we're gonna have like an injury scare. Next thing you know, IU ain't gonna be able to hit back up the barn door again, and like we're gonna have to probably we'll be back from loan or something.
This
Exactly. Typical Palace.
So yeah, the board. Let's talk about the board. We all know that it's Harrison Blitzer. We're not going to discuss them. They're yeah.
There it goes.
Parish and Textor, though. Let's have a discussion about what they can provide us and if they're willing to. Because obviously Parish has come out saying that we're only going to be looking for bargains and loans. Textor's going to bought Leon, which look in our favor if we can get some of their players, because they've got some real talent there. How are we feeling about the board at the moment? And I'm going to shut up and let you lot speak.
Not confident. Be honest, not confident.
I think I put my opinion in the chat, didn't I? Earlier.
Fuck it, I'll go.
Yeah.
Right. So to discuss, I've actually funny enough, it's a shame Pat ain't there, you know, because me and him's gone. Some of the guys on the other channel back in the nest, I've gone to war with a few of them on the words with things, because a while ago I must have mentioned about what is Tex's agenda. Like he's never really come out and said what he wants from us or where he specifically wants to put us. Now the thing I don't like, right, is we've just had a very frustrating summer. And then obviously January's come around and I ain't heard this man come out and have a word. He's constantly tweeting and talking and constantly on social media with the fans in Brazil, fans in Belgium, and now this Lyon thing. Now, there's a lot of speculation that he may or may not have been able to even fund that move to buy Lyon. And I don't really know how long that man's money stretches, because 1 minute he's a multi-millionaire, 1 minute he's a billionaire. The thing is, I'm not an accountant, so I can't even get into that. But the thing is, right, to buy a club like Lyon, I think he paid some mental amount of sums to buy him. What that says to me is he doesn't seem that interested and invested. I mean, if you've got 2, 3, 4, even 500 million pounds to go and buy, let's call it I won't even call it a sleeping giant, to be fair, an old broken down Lyon, because I'm sorry, Lyon fans, they've not been relevant for a minute. So you're not going out and buying the best team in France or even the second or third best team in France. They're not even like, they've had mad financial scenarios going on over the years, and they've had to get rid of some big boy players in that squad and in that team over the years because of their form and the way they've been. So I just don't understand where this man's focus is at, man. And he's constantly pumping and promoting this like Division 2/Division 3 team in Belgium, where you've got this asset, which is in the Premier League, one of the most richest leagues in the world, possibly the richest league in the world, the richest league and one of the most attractive leagues in the world. Like, I just don't get his agenda, man. His agenda's a bit mad, and that concerns me highly. I don't think he's in it for beneficial reasons of us. I'm just very, very weary and very, very suspicious of where he's going with it. And I don't, until he comes out and says what he's got to say, I refuse to kind of get sucked in this idea that, you know, Daddy Tex is going to come and save us, because I don't, you know, barring that first summer he came through the door, which, let's be honest, a lot of rich things come through the door and try and impress everybody and fling a few bargains and a few signings in there. But at the end of the day, if you sit there and think about it from a mathematical standpoint, he didn't spend outrageous sums of money on that window anyway. I don't think we even spent over 100 million that window. Yeah, we brought in a bag of new players, but a lot of them were like players that we were activating release clauses and things like that. So
yeah, I think we spent
I'm not-
66.
Exactly. So, all right, for Palace, that's a large window. But from the perspective of all the other teams that are surrounding us and even below us, what does that mean? Like, you know what I mean? You got to somehow measure up to what everyone else has got. Collectively, amongst our owners, we've got 3 billionaire owners in that boardroom. But yet still, do we ever spend anything near to 80 to 100 million pounds a window? Like, what's going on? The thing is, I think Parish is trying to run the club from a conservative standpoint. I never anticipated or ever thought that he would go out and spend stupid sums of money. And I think that's because of the caution around of obviously how he bought the football club and the way he's run the football club ever since. He's run us in a very, very efficient manner. And we have to put our hats off and respect him for that. And I don't think he's nowhere near as rich as what Texer and Harrison Blitzer are. And I don't think he ever will be, to be fair. Because, yes, I believe he's a multi-millionaire, but I think he's in the tens of millions of pounds rather than the hundreds of millions / billions of pounds in terms of where he's at anyway. He's always been quite, what's the word? He's always been quite savvy in the way he does business, to be fair. Henceforth, all those years of us being in the Premier League, we've never gone out and had a crazy window like that because I don't think he can, or he can't do it alone. So yeah, man, I want to see a bit of ambition, but we don't have a sugar daddy owner. But at the same time, when you've got two owners that are just constantly trying to buy the next big thing, you've got one owner who's constantly flirting with other clubs and trying to buy other clubs left, right, and centre and not concentrate on the existing asset. It's just not going to end well, bro. Like, lucky for me, I've worked in industries where, you know, people have assets. And one of the things you learn very quickly is, bro, you can't just buy one property and then move on to buy another property and then move on to buy another property without maintaining and managing the correct ones that you've got in place already. Otherwise, you won't make money from it. And you won't attain the fruits of your labor, if that makes sense. So I just want to see just a bit more commitment out of these guys, bro. But I don't know if we're ever going to see it. And this is why people are getting frustrated. This is why people are getting rattled, because they're being quiet. And when we do see them in the news and the media, they're invested in something else rather than the actual football club that's sitting there struggling in front of them.
Facts. Anyone else want to have this on the board?
You know what? I can. No, go on.
Yeah, I think that honestly, they all just need to sell up to a new owner because we all respect what Parish has done, but at the end of the day, the Premier League is a money game, and he hasn't got the money for the Premier League, and so as rough as it is, we can't really keep relying on a guy who hasn't got money to keep the club going. And then.
Oh, I knew that was going to be mentioned at some point.
Yeah, so anyway,
Sorry, Dave,
so I don't think he's got the money for it, and the other owners don't even care. They're just here because it helps them look good to buy another club somewhere else. And so it's ultimately, I think Steve Parish has taken us to where he can. I don't think he can progress us as a club anymore. Like, we are a mid-table club, and I think under the current ownership, it's all we will ever be. Because Parish hasn't got the money to spend to take us further, and the other two owners aren't interested enough to actually use their money on us. And so, unfortunately, that kind of means that the only way we progress as a club is with a new owner. I don't know who a new owner is and whether it actually is the correct thing. But at this point in time, we do just feel a little bit unambitious at this point, where we're building this academy to take us forward and a stadium to take us forward, but looking at it as it is, we're not really progressing at all. We're just there. We are kind of making up the numbers in the Prem currently. We're not in a relegation battle. We're not battling for Europe. We're there. That's all we've been doing for the past few years. And that's kind of how it will remain unless we can keep Parish on, but we need someone with money in the club who's willing to spend that money, and we don't have that currently. And so ultimately it means we will be stuck where we are Like, it's Premier League security. It's fine. I'm not complaining about it, but it's not ambitious. It's just, it's safe. And that's kind of where we are. We're just a safe football club, but nothing else.
Dan?
I'm gonna go for a slightly different tact. I think there's two ways, and I've got examples to back this up. So I think there's two ways that there's two ways you can build your football team. You either spend like a team like Aston Villa, or you can be very smart with what you do. Okay. Now we're not.
So,
well, obviously,
Dan, sorry to cut you. Tom, you're going to realize very quickly that when the community spots something, yeah.
They ain't wrong, though. They ain't wrong. I'm not going to say. That's what I'm going to say. They ain't wrong.
You might just end up getting cooked.
It's Palace for you, isn't it?
At least they're red and blue lights.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
I just quickly, Hazard, thanks for jumping on, by the way.
See you later, man.
Take care.
Later, mate.
Sorry, Dan.
But yeah, I think there's two ways to run a club. You can either just go like all guns blazing, buy loads of players. Like, for example, like Aston Villa, they like last season they spent 70 million. Season before that, 130. Season before that, 100. But you need to be smart with it as well, because whilst they have
I thought I recognised you.
Hey, Tom is in trouble. Hey, Tom, you might need to switch up the lights.
I don't think that's going to make a difference. This way, I think it's too late.
Sorry, Dan, I'm trying not to interrupt you, but these comments are killing me. Sorry, Dan.
No, I'm just like, I think you either need to like spend money or you need to be smart. Do you know what I mean? Or obviously, or maybe like a bit of both. But I feel like we're just kind of doing neither. Do you know what I mean? Like, I did some research earlier, and in terms of expenditure, not even like.
Don't do that. Dan, I'm gonna mute Dan because I'm interrupting you. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna mute.
It's all right. We could all do a bit of laughing at the moment. Let's be honest. Yeah, in terms of expenditure, there's no Premier League team that has spent since 2021. There's no Premier League team that's been in the Premier League all of these seasons that have spent less than we have. But I think part of the problem as well is that we don't sell players. Like we don't have a system. We're not clever enough yet to buy players that we can then sell. Like, for example, like Brighton have actually in the last 3 seasons, they've actually made money on transfers. They've actually made money, and yet they are like 9th or wherever they are. So I think we need to be smart. And like the thing is, we talk about like owners being like however much, like Blitzer and Co are like 5.5 billion or something like that. Do you know how much the owner of Brentford is worth? $30 million.
Wow.
So that's what I mean. Like, I think we just need to be smart. We need to be smarter about it. It's not. Don't get me wrong. Like, we do need to sign players because at the moment, if we don't sign like you need to sign players every single season, but we need to be smart about it. Like, for example, players that should be playing now are people that we should have signed like last season or even like the season before that. You need to always be constantly ahead of the game. And that's how teams like Brentford, whose owner is only $30 million, manages to do it. Or how Brighton, for example, are in the top 10 and yet have a positive net spend in the last 3 seasons. So, I think there's two ways to look at it. You need to be smart as well as just actually have the money. Like, for example, I looked at the income. So same thing since 2021, the income, we had a lower income from player transfers than Watford, Bournemouth, Burnley, Norwich, West Brom, Sheffield United, Fulham, Birmingham City, Middlesbrough, and even some Premier League under-21 academies like Arsenal, Chelsea, and City.
Well,
And when
one,
you
one
when,
thing I noticed was I think our third highest sale ever is Sorloth. And we
yeah,
split that
Oh,
half
yeah.
and half.
and we split
And that was only
split that
£10
with
million.
Trabzonspor.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Great.
That's our third biggest sale in club history is Sorloth for 20 million. And remember, that was a half and half deal, so we only got 10 million of that. It's really crap in how we sell players. I think it's Wan-Bissaka's number one by a long way. Then it's Balassi, and then it's Sorloth, and then it's just like Dwight Gale and people like that onwards. It's,
Andy Johnson.
Yeah, it's not good, is it?
Nah, it's not looking good at all. They probably would, to be fair.
Go on, Tom, share your thoughts.
You know what?
Share your thoughts, Tom, and then we could go like Pat and Charlie as well.
Nah, the boys have summed it up simply. I don't need to say any more than that. I completely agree with them.
If I speak, I'm in big trouble.
Jose, we wanted you a few years ago, not now.
This is
I've heard that statement from someone before. I think your goat references that a lot.
This Parish is a Palace fan, yet he doesn't show ambition to the club that he supports. That is just what the hell is that?
That's it. Charlie?
I'm not.
I think we should just sell our players before it's too late, because then we're just not getting the money from them at all. Like, the only one that we actually got money from was Wan-Bissaka, and to be honest, I don't think we should have sold him.
No, not wrong. I don't think you're wrong at all.
Yeah, that enhanced at 50 million though. Like,
I
disagree. But what did we do with that 50 million?
I disagree completely, because if we didn't get that, there's no academy. Remember that.
Yeah,
Remember what
I
our
agree.
academy was before we rebuilt it. It was crap. We had like the changing room was like trailer cabins. We didn't even have any facility whatsoever. They were training in football cages. They were training on cricket pitches, and now look, they've got like probably one of the best academies in the country. I can't remember who was telling me, but you know that big dome. There's only 4 other clubs in the whole country that have that, a full size version. So it is incredible what that money has done for us. And also, I'm pretty sure that the rest of the money that was left over cleared all our COVID debts. So I think that's a very important thing that we have to consider as well. Because remember, every club went under significantly during COVID. And Wan-Bissaka's money with the academy and cleared our debts. I think that's more than enough worth of the money. I know we didn't invest it back in the team, but it helped the club in a whole.
Yeah, but that shows us that we need to sell our players before it's too late.
So then would you propose like a revolving door method in the sense of stop being so loyal to players? Like, for example, right now, we could probably, like, Elise is not playing very well, but right now you could probably get 40-50 million for him in the summer.
Oh, I wouldn't sell him right now, but like if he doesn't improve in like 2 or 1 season, I think we should just.
But then if that's the case where he doesn't improve, his price goes down to then 35 million. So right now he's probably worth about 50. However, if he has a shocker next year as well, he's only going to be worth 35, let's say. Because remember, age goes up, and if he's not improving as he's aging up, then his value is going to go down. That's just that's how business works in football.
Yeah.
You have to sell when the money's high. We should have sold Zaha at 80 million.
Yeah, that's the whole that's the issue we've got with Zaha, to be fair.
I love Zaha, but I would have loved that 80 million as well. So
yeah.
But then I'd argue. I agree. We would have been relegated. I can't see how we would have spent that money that would have made up for Zaha not being there.
80 million is a lot to spend though for us at that point.
Yeah, but at that time we were spending
not really.
terribly,
Yeah,
like 32 Benteke.
yeah.
Like, we weren't spending that.
I think another question which is sort of on this as well. Just look back to the summer. Newcastle wanted Eze for 45 million. Is it a good idea to keep him? Or if you guys want to sell players while the price is high, is it worth taking the risk on him maybe having a bad season and being worth half that at the end?
I think it's always situational because in the summer we didn't have a midfielder who could fill in for Eze, so it made no sense for us to take the money and hope we could find one on time.
Mhm.
Whereas theoretically, selling when the price is that, even if we have to overspend a little bit, the money we get from the player we've sold allows us to bring in a new one who can do that role efficiently enough.
Yeah, definitely.
And so I wouldn't have sold Eze in the summer because we had no replacement.
Yeah, but then hang on. Yes, you're right on that one, bro. But there would have been argument at that said time about the same with Zaha as well, because we were playing that crappy Roy ball. We weren't really an attractive outfit for Premier League teams at the time. Like, who would we have got to replace Zaha at that time? You see what I'm saying? Like, and at the end of the day, the problem we had
in Europe buys a lot.
But I remember at that point, we were sorry, where was I going with this? With the Zaha point, remember, we weren't giving the money up front. Arsenal wanted to play us on installments. Everton wanted to exchange like 4 players for him plus 50 million.
Tosun, McCarthy.
Oh, mate.
Yeah. Plus,
and look how they made up for all those players. None of those players went bomb or did anything.
I'm pretty sure
United would have
Iwobi
got
was in that.
25% as well.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure Iwobi was in that deal as well, wasn't he?
Yeah.
Bukayo Saka was in it as well, so like we could have had him. Not saying we.
Wait. What, the Arsenal deal?
Yeah,
Really?
apparently there was a deal involving.
No, definitely not.
Supposedly back in like 2019.
He's like,
if you find the evidence,
like
then I'll
in there
believe
highly,
it.
I'll
he's
find
like
it.
one of the highly rated. They won't give him up. They won't give him up. By the way.
Cool. Right, two more topics. The first one is the goalkeeper situation. I'm sure we're not going to take too long on this. And the next one is, and let's make it a bit interesting. If we'll say positions, if we can only get 2 positions filled this January, what 2? Just 2 positions would it be? But let's start with the goalkeeper. All in for Johnston against Chelsea?
Yeah.
Aye.
Don't care.
I just want to bring him in if we're not going to use him.
I'm on the
As
fence.
long as he's
I'm on the
fit.
fence.
As long as he's fit. I don't want to
As
say
long
if he's
as
not
he's
fit.
fit, yeah.
Yeah,
He's got 2
probably.
hands, that's fine.
I don't know, man. I'm still on the fence a little bit, you know. Are we just digging out Guaita because he's had a couple of mares, or because let's be honest, he's been pretty solid bar in the last couple of games. Plus, to be fair, he took a selfie with me the other day as well. I feel bad. But in all fairness, man, I don't know if we're getting sucked into that. I mean, Johnson was in the England setup at one point. I mean, is he really been standout-ish when he was at West Brom? I mean, since he's been at Palace, he's done all right in the cup games, but he's not really done anything spectacular to convince me otherwise. However,
Anthony, you know what it is? It's just a bit ability on the ball with his feet. Because teams are now like before, teams wouldn't press us because Anderson will do like a madness.
Sure.
Teams are now setting up and they're pressing us and thinking, yeah, he's going to make a mistake with his feet. Every time it gets passed back to him, we're all like this.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm glad that's me.
Yeah, it's pretty much like the Brighton game that we had. He kicked it out and then we just let in a goal.
Yeah.
We don't speak about that Brighton game.
Yeah.
We don't speak about that Brighton game.
Yeah, that one. You know what was the worst thing about that? That was the time when there was a petrol issue as well. I ended up driving like cool short size to try and find petrol. It was just a terrible day. Yeah, you know what? We'll go around before we wrap up. And like I said, the stipulation is if you can only buy 2 players or 2 positions. Don't have to mention the players who they'll be, but 2 positions that needs covering this January. Only 2. what two would you go for? Before we do that, guys, it's been amazing seeing the engagement in the chat. The viewers as well, please smash the like button, share the channel if you're new, subscribe if you're new. Check out our fan cams from yesterday. Harry's one was hilarious and stuff. So yeah, listen, we're going to keep interacting with you and just talking Palace. You know, that's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. Charlie, two positions you have to fill. Don't need to say the players. Two positions. What two positions would you want filled in general?
Probably a right back and probably a striker. Because
not centre mid.
Yeah, we've got Will Hughes though. He's pretty good.
Okay, fair.
We just don't play him.
Yeah. Fair point. Fair point. AJ.
Right back for sure. And I want Bolly. I'm naming names. I'm gonna manifest it. I'm gonna manifest it into existence. I'm gonna manifest it into existence. So we're getting Boy. Within the next 10 days, yeah?
I want Sasha.
Clip
Sasha
it.
He's quality.
Clip it. The next 10
I'd
days,
rather
yeah?
have him.
I don't think the Wan-Bissaka thing's happening, and I think it's inevitable, the right back situation, because we future-proof ourselves, innit? Because yes, between Klein and Ward, we might be able to kind of limp over the line towards the end of the season, but I think we just need somebody, and we need somebody now. Do you know what? The centre midfield thing is interesting, but that's the inevitable obvious. I mean, whether you rate Will Hughes or not, and whether Vieira rates Will Hughes or not, that's neither here or there. But even when he has come on, he has looked all right and relatively quite solid. But for a long-term plan or one or two injuries in that side, I think that's going to be the concern for me. So whether he goes with Will Hughes or Schlupp or whoever the fuck plays there, I'm going with a centre midfielder. I'm going Musa. I'm manifesting that one too. USA. Or I'm doing it. Conor Gallagher. He's happening. Bro, Chelsea are spending way too much money. They're giving him way too much crud. Come home, bro. We'll look after you.
Today,
we'll nice you up,
playing
man.
right wing
We
back.
even got a chance for you, bro. Listen, you want me to pay for your haircuts and you want to go back down to Chelsea Kings Road, get that nice little blonde boy cut? I'll nice you. Don't worry about it. Come home. Don't go to Chelsea. Chelsea, they don't love you, bro. They don't respect you. Come where you love. He can play in the middle with Eze, I'm convinced. I think if we played with a three in the midfield, Doucouré, and then essentially the two midfielders would be, I'd probably go Eze more of an attacking role as well as Gallagher essentially doing a box-to-box. I think it can work.
Fair.
I'll just put a point on that. We pretty much played that, but with Kouyaté, and it didn't work out very well, in my opinion. So I think we sort of need two DMs and then a 10. That's my opinion. To get Eze to play to his best, I think it's 2 6s and a 10 instead of 6 8 10 in midfield. Because Eze was pretty dreadful when it was him and Gallagher in midfield. It didn't work out very well. It only worked out against Everton, but they were so crap. They were so crap, and it was just easy for us that game.
But to be fair, when you say that they were rubbish, it changed when Townsend got injured, because literally they were running.
Oh yeah. I'm not doubting that at all. But whenever we played that formation in the league, it wasn't good.
Pat.
Right back, CM. I don't know much about this right back I'm just gonna mention, but I've heard good stuff. Molina from Atletico Madrid. Now that might be too ambitious because, you know, we don't adventure outside of France or the Championship, it seems to be. And we're only investing into French players because we've got Vieira as a manager. But Molina, yes, and just a centre, like a CM, just to have another creative midfielder or a defensive mid, so we don't have to like rely on Doucouré doing tackles to get us up the pitch.
Yeah, I hear that. AJ, we might need to manifest this PSG owner thing, you know. We might have to manifest that as well.
The powers of the juju are real, you know. The dark, hey, listen. You might have to touch the dark arts a little bit on this one.
They're in talks with Tottenham. We're down the road. Just drive down like an hour. We're there. Get to us.
This is it.
This is red and blue, blue and red. We can make it work.
We can get.
I'm very ready to sell off all my morals for PSG.
Well,
you imagine, right? Could you imagine the Palace Jordan collab? Could you imagine a Nike Jordan Palace collab? Oh my god! The source would be crazy.
Source FC, Source FC's back.
Bro.
My morals are so up for sale right now.
The streets will remember.
Newcastle fans will cling on to this. My morals are up for sale to any rich owners currently. I'm willing to look past you for some success, please. I'm finished not having a club in mid-table. I want that. I want the money, and I want it. The morals don't mean anything anymore.
No, that's mad, you know. Could you imagine? Hey, Palace had a shit season, yeah, but look at this drip though.
That would be kind of funny though, to be fair.
I mean, you're saying that finishing 10th is the thing if we have PSG owners.
Hey, we got relegated, but this drip is hard.
Crazy.
Iconic.
He's not ready for the drip.
Tom, who are your two positions?
Well, a fullback can play both left back and right back, which is hard to find. I agree, it's going to be hard to find, but there's players out there that can do it. And I'm going to shout a name for centre mid, not Gallagher, but Loftus-Cheek, more realistic and more, feasible. Either on loan or out by.
I like it.
I think that'll work.
Fans love him, don't they? So.
CDM number one because I want a CDM, and I mean a right back or a left back because I can live with Klein playing another 6 months, but I'm potentially just saying 2 midfielders. You know, I can live with the fullbacks if the midfield is better, because theoretically midfield's better, the fullbacks have less to do anyway. And so I'm saying 2 midfielders who are actually capable of playing in the midfield. And one of them probably should be Loftus-Cheek as well, I'd say, actually. Gallagher, take both of them, to be honest. Why not? What's stopping us taking both? They're both probably available.
We've got no money.
No, but we have got money. It's a complete...
I'm joking.
Don't want to spend it. Don't want to touch it.
They just don't want to... They're both probably available on loans as well, which is the Steve Parish dream. Take them for 6 months in the summer, spend money on some actual better ones. But for 6 months, we've got 2 guys who've been working together for half a season already, come to a club they both know and play well. Then in the summer, whatever. Why not? 2 midfielders, yeah. There we go.
Yeah, wicked. Dan, JC, myself, we've spoken about this many a time, to be fair. So.
DM, Haidara, left back, Bernat.
All right, well, I look stupid on investing into a striker. Flipping out. Might as well loan one.
That's the whole point. Loan Danny Ings in.
We need one because we need scoring more.
Is it? I guess you know what. Listen,
actually gave our strikers assistance.
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
Striker.
No, I think Mateta and Edouard, I've completely given up on blaming either of them because the players around them can't be bothered to give them the ball ever. So what are they meant to do? So I was watching the Southampton game. I was just seeing Mateta getting frustrated in the middle because he wants the ball to him and it's going everywhere but him, and he's meant to be a goal scorer. I can't really blame a goal scorer for not scoring if they don't have a chance to.
Yeah, I think we just rotate him a bit too much as well.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. For me, I quite.
Huh? Nip and
That's not me, is it? Oh,
it's
no.
Nacron. Nacron.
We heard nothing of what you said.
Yeah, Nacron hit you hard. I'm not gonna lie.
It cut me out at the most peak moment. The No, I was just saying I like the idea of two midfielders. Just I don't think I can stand seeing Schlupp in the midfield anymore, man. Like I just can't. I can't do it. Like if one of the people we bring in gets injured, then the second midfielder can play. As far as I'm concerned, like I think the double pivot and Eze in a 10, I think is great. We just need, and the thing is as well, what I think should happen. We should have two DMs, but what the DM can do is, depending on the side of the pitch it happens, they can push up, because Decore is very good when he pushes up. If we get another player that's similar to Decore, admittedly that'd be very difficult. Then he can do that on the left hand side. Do you know what I mean? So then it's a bit more dynamic and stuff like that. And then we can have the fullbacks maybe pushing up a bit more and then moving over, make it a bit more tactical, that like other clubs do, like a bit more dynamic.
Yeah, you know, for me, if we're going to go for that midfielder, I'm with AJ. Musa, he is so cold.
Yeah, he does look good. Yeah,
he's a good player.
Good.
Yeah.
Now, I'm just going to have to... The word manifest is out today. It's been put in the atmosphere. We're manifesting it. Come on, Musa.
Join the dark side, lads. It's real.
Just put him on that pre-contract for the summer. Let's just...
Yeah, just do it.
But Valencia are like quite financially in trouble anyway, ain't they? Like they're not patterned like that. So I reckon you could probably get him for about 15, 20.
Yeah, just test the waters. 100%. The other
they can have IU in return, innit?
My second position is left back. I just feel, I know we do need a right back, but I think we can deal with Klein until the summer. Mitchell needs competition.
Yes.
Replacing.
Yeah.
And on the flip side, imagine if we had a left back that actually bombs forward.
That's why I said Bernat. That's exactly what he does.
Gives us a bit more balance.
The worrying thing is that on transfer market, I was looking like the other day before the transfer rumor, and apparently we were rumored to get Akpom from Middlesbrough as a striker.
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, no thanks.
And then before that, it was like I don't know his name, from Bristol City.
Yes,
he's
one I would want.
Semenyo.
Yeah. Oh, Semenyo, yeah.
Yeah, Semenyo.
Baller.
He's good, and he can play multiple positions.
What is this?
Yeah.
Arsenal have joined the chase for Greek prodigy Giannis Konstellanis alongside Palace and City.
Oh, we're out then. Well,
yeah, we're getting him. We're done.
Nice knowing you.
I just opened Twitter and saw that. I don't even know. I've just opened Twitter and seen it. I've never heard of this guy. Oh, apparently.
Do you know what's happened here? Do you know what's happened here, right? We're interested, right? And they know we ain't got coin like that. So, like, the agent just like tucked in. Yeah, Arsenal, Man City. Yeah, they're interested. Yeah, definitely. Sure, mate.
No, who is this guy? I've never heard of him.
That big boy contract. The finesse is real, man. Don't believe the hype.
I'm buzzing because that makes me happy. But I've never heard of this guy. What?
This is cool. JC's got one last thing to do.
I've put his name in, and it says he could be the next Pedro Neto. What? That's not promising.
Great. Pedro Neto.
Bro, I hate that so much, you know.
Pedro Neto 2.0.
Well, bro, I hate that so much, you know. You know, everyone's the next something.
How can you?
That's like one of my biggest pet hates.
Yeah, I got to agree though.
So, you know, before JC's come up with something that we could do, which is I think is pretty fun and pretty interesting to do. But welcome, Ken. Quickly, just share your few points on how you're feeling about Palace at the moment.
Welcome. Yeah, I'm feeling that in Crystal Palace there is no plan B in the team, and there are some players in Crystal Palace that needs to leave. Someone like Joe Ward is too old for the team. I think his time is done. Someone like James Tompkins needs to go, and I think Crystal Palace needs to sign some young blood, not keeping the old players. Some of the old players, I think it's time to go. It's time to go, and the owners of Crystal Palace, they need to look at themselves now, because it's been so many years now. Crystal Palace has been fighting for relegation, I know Crystal Palace need to be looking at the top, not at the bottom. Every season is the same mess. Every season, nothing has changed in the club, and I think Crystal Palace have the wrong owner. Dougie Friedman doesn't even know what's doing. Steve Parish doesn't even know what's doing. Even with the stadium, we don't even know what's going on with the stadium. If anything's going to happen, nothing is happening, and then they are just messing with the fans. It's a shame. Crystal Palace should be a team that should be looking up right now. They shouldn't be looking down. Look at Brighton. Brighton are doing well. Look at Brentford. Look at how many years has Brentford been in the Premier League now, and they are doing good. Even Fulham this season, Fulham are doing well. That's the kind of things Crystal Palace should be achieving, trying to get top 10, but not every season fighting relegation. Every season relying on Zaha to score the goals. Crystal Palace don't have good strikers. There's no one there that can score the goals. There's no one there. And it's a shame. And I think if Crystal Palace doesn't sort out the problems by the end of this transfer window, I could see them fighting relegation this season. And it's going to be a shame because there's some good talents in there, and there's some that needs to leave by the end of this season. Because if they don't leave, I don't know what's going on. And I think Patrick Vieira is losing it little by little, but for me, I will still give him a chance at the end of the season. And then if nothing happens, I will say there needs to be a change in the club. Yeah.
Now, you kind of covered all the topics we discussed very well in the space of like 2 minutes. So thank you for that. And obviously,
he's done it a lot faster than we would.
Yeah,
definitely.
I've been looking into our Wonder Kid we're supposedly linked with. This man's agents linked him with every Premier League club. I swear, I've seen Leeds, Wolves, Villa. They're all in the race.
I told you.
This man's got the best agent.
AJ was right.
JC.
Yo.
Last bit of business.
So just scrolling through Twitter in a few hours before we actually went live, I've been seeing everyone doing this tier list of people that they think is good enough for the team, people who they think needs to be on the bench, people who we haven't seen enough of, and people who need to go. So I thought it'd be a fun idea for us all to go through that now together and see if we can all create a list that we all agree on. So
All right.
I've shared it here.
Jordan Ayew needs to go, man. Jordan Ayew needs to go. It's a crap player.
Take
All
your
right,
time,
so-
Ken.
8 I'm going on mine. I put 8
because
on mine.
Ken's upset already, I'll move Ayat and needs to leave. just for you, Ken. Even though he's not even first. But yeah, we'll start off with Czech Decore. Is he great, good, decent, squad player, needs to leave, or haven't
Great.
seen enough?
Great.
Well, he's
Great,
got the
great.
highest rating on
Easy
Great.
He's
on
great.
Soccer.
Yeah, I think
Yes,
I've got. Yo,
I'll say pick one person at a time to do it, and then if anyone disagrees, we can have a quick chat about it.
all right, Pat. Czech Decore.
Great.
Do we have any disagreements?
No.
Nope.
No.
Cool. Dan. Chris
Yeah.
Richards.
Squad player.
Disagreements?
Yeah.
I've put him in decent.
I haven't seen
I
enough.
was considering decent.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was thinking of
considering
seeing.
decent.
Haven't seen enough as well.
I haven't seen
I
enough, I
thought-
think.
I think from what we've seen, he's been decent. I wouldn't say he's been I'd happy to see him start every week, so I'd put him decent.
Actually, no,
I'd
you
have
know,
no qualms
sorry.
over it.
Sorry, yeah, I think I'll put him as decent as well. Actually,
I based mine on because I watched back some of the USA games and he was pretty decent. So
Yeah,
Have
go
you
on
changed
then.
it to
For
decent?
yeah, decent for these American games. Go on.
Tom, Eze.
Well, obviously he's more than just decent. He's great.
Great.
So right at the top there.
Do we have any disagreements?
Nope.
I'm going to be
Nope.
that guy and I'm going to say good
Yeah, I was gonna do that as well. Good.
Yeah.
because I think he can be great, but I think his form in the past
Nice.
few he just hasn't been very good.
He's
He's our
very
second
inconsistent.
rating
is
player.
that Eze's fault?
I just think he's currently.
Okay, if it was on ability and ignoring the fact that he has played consistently out of position most of the time, then yeah, I would put great.
But you have to look at it how it is.
James Anderson.
Oh, great. Topper great
Great.
as well.
Top of the
Nice
class. There you
easy.
go.
It's a nice easy one.
AJ Maka.
Oh,
One.
based on this season, squad player.
He hasn't played a single game.
I have no idea what kind of condition he's in when he comes back, what he's going to be like. I mean, if it was based on previous Maka seasons, last season and season before, he'd definitely be good / great. But I think right now, I'm kind of resigning myself to maybe he may be on the verge of potential retirement coaching badges, to be fair.
Yeah.
He's never going to come back the same, no matter what happens.
Definitely.
I don't think he is coming back from what I heard. So
Can I debate putting him down to needs to leave purely because I think he just generally will never get back to fitness to play again?
Nah, keep the faith.
I think squad play. He's a legend. You can't do it to him.
He's a legend, but you have to look subjectively. I'm looking subjectively.
Charlie,
is he ever going to play for us
JP.
again?
Either good or decent.
What, JP?
I'm inclined to put him to needs to leave.
I'm inclined to completely disagree with that opinion, Rick.
Squad player, I would say.
Yeah, I'd go with squad player.
Probably squad player.
Yeah, exactly. He's just a squad player now. Since he shaved his hair off, he's gone to a squad player.
I knew James was gonna bite.
Just because we're shook with James, I'll put him in squad player. Ken Gyro Riedewald.
All the awkward silence.
He said his IUPs and he's done.
Fair enough. Who's next? I'll take Gyro. I reckon it's in between squad player and needs to
Yeah.
Keep him in
Freeman's
squad.
not favoured him though. To be fair, though.
I
Do
think
you know what?
I'm inclined to say squad mainly
I'd
because he
keep
can
him.
play centre back, can play midfield, and can play left back if needed.
When he's
So he's a
trading,
very
one of
good
our better
versatile
players.
player.
If we could get £5 to £10 million out of him, I'd sell him today. You know.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
without a
yeah.
doubt,
Yeah.
without a
Oh,
doubt.
absolutely.
But
We
I
ain't
know
gonna invest that
100% we're not getting any more than 2 million for him.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, man.
Definitely not.
Rich Schlupp.
I don't know if you did this because it's light racismo because I'm Ghanaian as well.
No,
Like-
I'm just on the StreamYard thing. I'm just going across, man.
I'm only joking. I'm torn with this one.
I'm not.
It's easy for me.
Really?
No,
Because
the
the
reason why I'm
table
torn
needs
is
to leave.
because I think he can still be an asset in the squad. He shouldn't be starting.
This is a pause.
Because
Nah, wait, no.
Oh no!
Oh, time out.
Nah, that's country bias, man. Fuck out of here.
I'm
It's
just
time to
going by the
go.
fact- I'm just going by the fact that you lot stuck Gyro in squad player. And I'm just thinking, if Gyro ain't need to leave, why is Schlupp?
You could probably get more money for Schlupp. That's the thing.
Listen, Rich, you can still go back to Ghana if you say negative things about him, bro. Like, don't worry about that, man. I'm some cool. You're fine.
Yes, he's a terrible midfielder. Are you happy?
Yes.
I was gonna record it. He said he didn't-
Needs to leave. Needs to leave.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's the correct answer.
Pat Tompkins.
Haven't seen enough.
That's old.
Seen
That
way
is
too
old.
much. It's seen
I'm
way
gonna-
too much.
Can I get prioritized and do Ward and someone can do Tompkins because I need
Tompkins
I
needs
need
to
Well,
to
leave.
they're
do a
both going
run
and needs to
Ward.
leave anyway.
He needs
Yeah,
to leave anyway,
yeah, he needs to leave. Goodbye.
Go on, do.
All right
do
then,
what he's
Pat.
like.
What's Ward?
This guy needs to leave immediately.
Done out here.
Immediately.
Okay. Then.
Oh, poor
He can't
Wardy.
run for anything.
Dan,
Bruv.
Luca.
Wait,
Oh,
has
Luca.
Has Charlie done one, by the way?
I've done one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
I think he did JP, no?
Yeah, I did JP.
Oh, Luca.
Oh, Luca.
It's time to go.
Time to go.
It's time for him to leave.
Oh dear, it's not looking
Full
good.
stop.
James. Malcolm.
Well, he's already
FUA.
gone.
Yeah,
He's got that loan.
he's on the verge to go.
It's not really my decision here.
He's on loan. He's going on loan. So we
Yeah.
say you haven't seen enough, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I haven't.
definitely.
All right then. Well, in that case,
Can I
Mark.
take Elise?
No, go Mark.
Okay,
You
Mark,
can't add
put him
Elise.
in good. Put Mark in good.
Yeah.
I think he has a lot of development to do still because he has really brilliant games and then he has Southampton-like games where he just really stands out.
That's fair.
AJ, Elise.
Oi, I love the guy. But actually quite similar to the point before, I think he's still got some development to go. I'd like to see a bit more of a better end product to him. But I think he's coming on leaps and bounds and he's getting better. I'll put him in good.
Yeah, and he needs to stay right out wide. I mean, he wasn't
Yeah,
too bad to
he's
start
not built
off with.
like that.
Yeah, he's not built for the 10. The first 20 minutes, he was like, oh, he's actually doing a lot better. He's moving around across the line in the 10. And then they just started to lean on him.
Charlie, that you take Klein.
Either needs to leave or I guess squad player.
That's a tough one, you know.
I'd be inclined to say decent personally.
Yeah, I'm with JC on that one. You know,
Yeah,
he doesn't do much wrong, to be fair.
He doesn't.
It's just
But
his
he's
age.
he's
He's
old.
quite old.
I just want to say top of squad player and hope that a better right back arrives.
I'd
Because he is
say
decent,
squad
but
Yeah, I think
Sort of
we
hope.
wouldn't be mad if we got a right back in and he was our number 2
Yeah.
right back. I don't think we'd
Yeah.
be mad.
So
Actually,
top
that's
of
fair.
squad
You know,
player.
if we get right back tomorrow, he's on the bench like that. It's not even a
Yeah.
debatable one, to be fair.
And then at least it's a good option off the bench because I think he's actually all right.
poor Nathan.
Who's Nathan? Oh, that guy. Oh,
I've never heard of him.
Oh.
I completely forgot about you, Nathan.
I
Sorry,
feel
Nate, you
sorry.
need to
I
go.
feel sorry for him because this is
That's
he,
so
he
peak,
had, he had a
man.
3-year
We
deal
haven't
and this
seen
is
enough.
his last. This is his last year. He's gone.
Yeah, but you know Palace what Palace are going to do, aren't you? I'm so sorry for you,
Extension for
Nathan.
3 years.
Extension for 3 years.
100%.
Haven't seen enough.
So, as much as we say needs to leave, he will turn out to be haven't seen enough and never will see enough.
Yeah, I saw Tristan in here, but he's gone now. Ken, are you here?
Man just did his rant and bounced.
Yeah.
Love to see it.
Alright.
Love to see it.
I'll take Edward then. Edward's tough because I think he's in between decent and good. I'm gonna put him good because when he's played in his preferred position and when he's had constant minutes in that position, he
He
does score.
scored. He's actually, yeah.
Can I say we put Edward and Mateta on the same tier?
I
Really
not gonna
don't
lie,
know.
JC. When you said you was between, I thought you was gonna say between good and great. That's what I think of Edward. I love the guy, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I think he's great, but I think that he just doesn't play enough in that position, man.
Yeah.
He gets shoved out wide too often. And
Yeah, James,
I hate it when they put Zahar up front instead of him and they play him on
Yeah,
the wing.
I agree with that. I hate
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah.
I'm only putting him good and not great because I reckon if he played up front all the time, he would be great. But because we have seen most of the time with him play on the wing, he's not as good of a winger as he is as a forward. So that's my reasoning behind it.
I think
James, you
Edward
need
on
to
the
get-
left and
Tristan's
Mateta
here.
up front is one of the best things I ever saw last season. I still stand by it. Those two play really well together, and they never play together, so we're never going to see it. But
You need
Edward
to
and
get your-
Mateta play so well together.
James, you need to get your striker to grow his hair back.
Oh
I do.
yeah,
I don't like it.
Yeah,
It really annoys me.
ever since he's done that, yeah.
He's still my striker,
Yeah.
but
That Samson treatment is it's real.
yeah. Tristan, how you doing? What's your thoughts on Palace briefly, and then I'll bring on to you for Sam Johnstone.
Yeah, well, firstly, I'm doing well. I've recovered from yesterday's miserable knockout loss by Southampton, I'll say that. But yeah, overall, not good enough. Really just shocking recently, some of the results. To lose 3 home games in a row, you know, only scored 1 goal and to concede 9, you know, that's a big downgrade to some of the football at home we saw at the beginning of this season, at the beginning of, and mostly last season and that as well. We completely just gone backwards as a club, as a unit. Tactically, Vieira's, I feel like he's gradually losing the dressing room and that. Look at the fixtures coming up, you know, we got to play United twice, Chelsea, Newcastle, Brighton, and that, you know, I can't see us getting anything out of them games. It's really just not looking good for us right now. Yeah, I'm just a bit deflated, and To be honest, I'll be really pleased if I saw a reaction and a response, in our next few games. That's really, really just what I want to see. I said what I had to say on the fan comment in the vlog, but I just want to see a reaction, just something different, because I don't think we're going to be signing anyone. That's the reality check that some Palace fans need to understand right now. We're not going to be signing anyone. I just can see it. I just can't see it signing anyone currently. But I just want to see a response, whether it's away at Chelsea next Sunday, which is massive, judging by where both teams are in the table right now, or whether it's our next home match home to Newcastle. Well, it's a good response and just a bit of positivity for us to show up for 90 minutes, But it's just like right now, I've got no hope currently, so that's just my feeling right now, isn't it?
So Tristan, on this tier list where it's great, good, decent, squad player needs to leave or haven't seen enough, where would you put John Stone?
Johnson is a squad player. He's probably, once he's fully fit again, he'll be a backup keeper. I don't think Vieira's going to trust that guy. So he trusts Vistele more than he would with Sam Johnson. So I'll stick him as a squad player currently. To be fair, he's not bad. He hasn't really played much, has he? So yeah, I'll just stick him as a squad player currently.
Cool. Pat, I'll give you Mitchell.
I mean, he's good. Like, there's no competition. Just good. Just like I can't really like. Just good.
I would probably put him in decent.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I was going to say decent. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, decent's fair enough, to be honest. Honestly, we know what he's capable of. Same bad match.
100%. Tom, Vicente Gaeta.
Good, but not great. Simple as that. He's been consistent, but the last couple of games. So yeah, it's still just good, but not great. Just good.
Are we in agreement?
I kind of disagree. I'll be honest.
Decent / good.
Yeah, I'll probably put him at the top of decent.
What?
Based on yesterday's performance, he's rubbish. He's past it, man. I'm being serious.
I think we all felt like that.
I just up him and he's to leave, mate. I'll be honest.
Nah, man. Nah.
Oh, that is a par, man.
System.
Just being honest,
We need
isn't it?
a goalkeeper who
Actually,
fits
think
the
about it.
system
Put him
and he ain't
decent.
it.
Put him
Yeah,
decent.
put him
I think decent makes the most sense.
Yeah, decent makes it more fair.
I love the guy, but he doesn't fit our system at all, so I don't
Not
really
anymore,
know
no.
why we should keep employing him.
James, I'll give you Will Hines.
Okay. Squad player. He is a squad player. That's realistically what he should be.
Yeah.
But we just haven't got any mid. It's the same thing with Klein, where as soon as midfielders come in, no one's annoyed that he's on the bench. That's how I'll see it. Because I think he's an all right player, but I think as we saw yesterday, really, he wasn't actually the answer to the midfield problem. He was just a better version of Schlupp. Not actually a standout to me.
All right. I'll with Zaha. I'll give everyone the opportunity to just say what they think, and then we'll just discuss it after everyone's given their opinion. So, Zaha, I'm putting him great. Rich, where are you putting him?
Great.
Pat?
Great, 100%.
Dan?
Needs to. No, I'm kidding. Great.
Tom?
Haven't seen enough. No, I'm joking. Great.
James?
Solid squad player.
There's always one.
That's a sin bin. AJ?
Right, first things first. Wilf, if you're watching this, I'm on my knees, bro. I can't. I'm on my knees, bro. I can't.
Yo.
Pause.
We need you to sign the thing. Sign the thing, bro. Like, don't let these agents like try and make you go to Milan, bro. Like, listen, your kids go to school here. Just stay, please. Nah. In all seriousness, though, man, great. Obviously, that goes without saying.
100%. Charlie?
Great, but has an attitude problem.
What?
And finally,
Can I say haven't seen enough, actually?
Yeah,
Tristan, what do you
great. Great. He's great. I mean, where would we be without him? We wouldn't be him. And if he wasn't in our team, firing on all cylinders with the way he is, most easily been relegated probably 5-6 years ago. Let's be honest. He's a top player. Listen, in my opinion, I think he'll go at the end of the season. I think he's gonna, call it quits and probably move on because we've always been in the Prem for decades, and I think Wilfred Zaha just wants something fresh in his career. And that so, but he's been a really good servant. He's been one of the best Palace players I've ever seen. Yeah, he's a legend. Always.
I propose haven't seen enough. Maybe another 5 years, maybe on a contract. Like I haven't seen.
Professional
contract, yeah, would be great.
Okay. Are we happy with this, guys?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, hang on. Can I just ask something, right? Sorry. Can we just ask something? Can I just go back a step? Charlie, did you just say Wilf's got an attitude problem? Yeah.
Who was going to hop on?
What do you mean by attitude problem, please, bro?
Have the stage.
Trust me, I'm looking into my
Sometimes he has some good games, and sometimes it just doesn't have.
But that's
great
not attitude,
games.
though.
That's consistent.
So what's that got to do with his attitude?
It depends on what mood he's in when he's in the game.
Depends if you get hair trim or not. More like.
Just trust me, I've got one eye to the camera as well. Trust me.
Bit sus, innit?
I don't know. Charlie, you sure you're a Palace fan, mate? Because I'm.
Yeah.
Need some verification out there, bro.
Name every Eagle then.
It's passion, rude boy. Passion.
Oh man, just quickly, guys.
Name every shade of red and blue.
Oh man, I just want to quickly address this comment here. First and foremost, we don't condone any sort of suicidal thoughts, Martin. I know Aston Villa got knocked up by League 2 side, but as I've said to you once before,
Love it.
Didn't ask though, but
literally.
I don't remember asking.
Okay. Ah man. I think we've covered everything we need. This has been a very good discussion, though. And can I just say something? Based on that tier list, PV is working wonders. He's actually working miracles.
Yeah.
Absolutely, definitely.
Because when you
according to Twitter, he lost the dressing room, innit? Fuck,
Oh boy, but yeah, like if we're saying that the majority need to leave and there's a lot of decent players, we're 11th, 12th in the league. We're doing all right.
Could be much worse.
We're doing all right. It could
Absolutely,
be much worse.
Definitely.
Guys, it is going to be a very busy 2 weeks on the channel now that we've got 3 games in 6 days coming up. Obviously, we'd have Chelsea previews, Chelsea match reaction, then Man United, then Newcastle.
Play the same lineup, United twice, isn't it?
It's going to be absolutely crazy. Cool. So make sure you follow Twitter and turn the notification bell so you know when we're live. Thank you so much to AJ, Tom, Pat, Charlie, Tristan, James, Ken, who was on earlier, Nate, whether his Wi-Fi made him disappear too.
I think Hazard was on for a little while.
Hazard was on as well. Like, it just made it such a really nice, engaging conversation with no overreactions and such. Obviously, earlier you saw me. Well, you didn't see me because you didn't know that it was me that did it, but I just randomly just played a clip. Soon, the link will be out already for you to grab your Eagle Eye Football. That side, merch and stuff. So yeah, we've got some merch coming on. It'll be readily available for the community soon, boys. So yeah, look out for that too. And apart from that, Anton, obviously you've got your new top from Mistakes. Obviously couldn't get an interview with you because of circumstances. Yeah, because that game. Yeah.
I do apologize. I was having a mental breakdown at the time. You might have saw me screaming and going down the street. However, this lovely ensemble I got here, just thought I'd rub it in a little bit, lads. Courtesy of
I've got the one already. So,
I've got all three, so yeah. I mean, so
I've
I would
got a
like
signed
to.
test on the back of shirt on the back of my door. I'm happy.
I was gonna get Rich Blatter on the back, but apparently they're on the page, so it is what it is. But no, I appreciate it a lot, guys, and hopefully, I'll be wearing it with some pride in the next couple of weeks. I appreciate you guys inviting me on for the obviously not only just the content, but obviously just inviting me to the sweepstakes and even presenting me with the opportunity to even win, to be fair, because you don't win many competitions nowadays. So it was nice for Messi to show up and do his job. I wonder if I might reach out to him, see if I can get him to come down to the Selhurst, play a couple games. Why not?
That'd be great.
He's out of contract in the summer. See if we can get the PSG ownership, do a little swap deal. See if we can do it in a cold night.
In the air. We're putting this in the air, 100%.
Manifesting, mate. Manifesting. We'll get Bernat first. Bernat goes back, tells him about the mighty Selhurst. You know how it goes. But nah, man, it was very, very nice. And it was also, on a completely side note, I guess nobody probably would know about this, but Rich actually waited a long time before the game because I was caught up in traffic. I was mad caught up in traffic on the way to the game, man. I don't know what was going on in Beckenham and Norwood, but it was a madness. But Rich waited for the game, asked me what I wanted, asked for the shirt what I wanted as well, and he managed to get it for me. So I do appreciate it, lads. Love.
No, that's all good. And just add a bit of context. We did a World Cup sweepstakes. We had 31 participants. Sorry. Hashtag refund. And obviously Anton got Argentina and he won, so he got a shirt of his choice. Everyone put in £3. Everyone, that was the entrance fee and stuff. So we're actually discussing, should we do one for the FA Cup, like when it gets to the later round? So keep it locked in. We may just do one, same thing, £3, maybe the last 32, last 16, do another sweepstakes, and yeah, just keep doing them. They're fun. They're fun to do.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? So yeah, apart from that, guys, it's nearly 2 hours of your life with us talking Palace.
Very sorry.
But Jason, I'm going to let you do the outro because you've got this, you know what you're doing. Guys, other than that, up the Palace.
Up the Palace, man.
Palace got that.
Oh, let me just find it. Up the Palace. Eagles!
Come on, you Palace! Eagles!